Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. Today's video is kind of a full circle moment for me because I will be recreating a manicure that I did on YouTube about 1.5 years ago. And as you can probably guess by the products up here, today's giveaway sponsor, so giveaway number 3, the last and final giveaway for my 10K celebration is Revel Nail. So there's gonna be 2 winners. One winner is going to win a $75 gift card to Revel Nail, so your own little shopping spree. And then the other winner is going to win 5 of my hand-picked favorite dip powders from Revel. So here are the 5 shades that I picked out as one of the prizes. Of course, I had to include Erica. She is a staple neutral. And then I also picked Margot, Gold Digger, Truth, and Pillow Talk. So now let's chat about how to enter to win this giveaway. So here's how to enter to win either the 5 dip powders or one $75 gift card to Revel. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Please like this video. It really does help me out with the algorithm. And then comment down below the best way to reach you. The giveaway will end in 1 week, so on February 2nd. All right, so back to nails. When you're doing a dip powder ombre, I really suggest using a slow drying base liquid. That way you don't have to rush and you have plenty of time to complete your design. So today I'll be using Dipwell's base liquid, but I also wanted to suggest a few others just in case. Mani Boss's is phenomenal, Vivid Dip, also known as Vivid Glam now, and then if you're looking for an affordable option, Beetles on Amazon is also a very slow drying base. So I'm going to be doing the tap ombre method. So I've got my fluffy brush here. These are the Wet n Wild eyeshadow brushes. You can get them on Amazon, Walmart, Dollar Tree, and here's what it looks like in the packaging. So Miss Marla Chris convinced me to purchase this. This is a color switch. I got this on Amazon, totally optional for this design. But if you don't want to use a bunch of brushes for something like this, all you have to do after you dip into one color is wipe your brush off on here and it removes the pigment so you can dip into another. I went ahead and did a quick test run on my thumb. So here are the colors that I use for my thumb. It is Xin Chao and then Ola. I'll be using Chow and Xin Chao on my pointer finger. When you're doing dip powder ombre, it is important to have everything out and ready and accessible, so your brush, your powders, your liquids, everything, because you do need to kind of move a little bit quickly. So I will be starting my brush right here in this corner area where my nail and my skin meet, so my sidewall, and I like to tap my brush going up and down the nail while slowly rotating my finger, making my way towards the middle of my nail. This gives me control over the powder and makes sure gravity doesn't take over. So then on that same side, I tap all of the excess powder off and I follow those same steps for the other shade. So I would dip my brush into the powder and then start tapping from my sidewall, going up and down my nail while rolling my finger and going to the middle of my nail. Then tap off on the same side and you are done. So with my base liquid, I'm going to do one full layer on my entire nail, making sure I do not get this on my skin. Then I dip my brush into the powder and start at my sidewall area, moving the brush up and down on the nail while slowly rolling my finger. And you can see some of the powder went a little haywire. I forgot to turn my ceiling fan off, so make sure you don't have a fan running nearby because the powder is very finely milled. Then I tap off the brush, so all of that excess powder, tap my finger off, and you will see here I'm going to use my color switch to remove all of that pink pigment. Not necessary again, you can totally have 2 different brushes, but I just wanted to show you. And then I do the same process, dip it into the purple, tapping on my sidewall area, and that's it. Once I'm happy with the coverage, so making sure the entire nail is covered with powder, I tap off all of that excess. Then I like to use a toothpick to clean up around my cuticle area, making sure there's no product on my skin. And once it's dry, I use a stiff scrub brush to dust off. Then with my base liquid, I do another full layer on my nail. So what's going to be different this time is we're going to start with the purple shade first. So by alternating our shades, that's how you can really get that seamless, beautiful blend of colors. This is definitely a trust the process type of design because you saw how much pink I had on my nail, but I promise we will fix it and we will make sure it is nicely blended. So I tap off the excess, just clean off my brush, and then dip into the pink. Same steps, you guys, just going up and down on the nail, making sure I move quickly before that base liquid dries. Tap off the excess again, and then let it dry completely. Once it's fully dry, I dust off the excess powder. You could totally stop here if you're happy with the opacity, but I do want to do one more layer of ombre. So because on that last round we did purple first, so now we're going to start with pink. The base liquid that I'm using is also very thin, and when you do a pour over or tap over method, it can create thinner layers, so I'm not concerned about it being too bulky on my nail. Once I've made it to the middle of the nail and I'm happy with it, I tap off the excess, clean off my brush, and start on the other side. So here's the final look, and I want to show y'all what happens if you're not really happy with how it looks. Maybe one color is taking over the nail. So after you scrub off the excess powder, here's an easy, quick fix. We're basically going to scrub ombre now. So I'm going to dip my brush into that purple. So let's say I want a little bit more purple on this nail. Dip it in, and we're going to kind of push the bristles together to create a stiffer scrub brush and scrub more purple to blend it out maybe, or add some more pigment to the nail. And that's a really quick, easy way to get just a little bit more color on your nail. I am going to go finish up the rest of the nails off camera. So now that I'm done with all of my nails, I'm going to use some clear dip powder. So this is from Sparkle & Co. and clear encapsulate all of them. So basically this layer of clear will protect them when I file, shape, and buff. Once they're dry, then I can dust off all of the excess clear dip powder. Now it's time to activate, so I'm going to apply a very generous layer of activator to all of the nails. This is what's going to harden the dip powder so that I can file and shape. I'm kind of digging the matte look. I think if I ever recreate, I might do them matte next time. So now I'm going to let this dry for 2 minutes. I have my very used and abused nail file here from Macart. This is a 100/180 grit. I like to use the 180 grit side with this particular nail shape. I found that when I was using the 100 grit, it kind of gave me harsh edges. So when I have a rounder nail shape, I prefer to use 180 grit. So I start out by going around on the free edge first to get my shape back. Then with the same side, so still 180 grit, I go around on my sidewall area, and you can see really well where I'm focusing just on that sidewall. This is going to cut down on some of the bulk right around here, and then I do that as well up at my cuticle area. Now I want you to notice that I am angling the nail file to where it's not digging into my natural nail or my skin. So I leave it at this angle so that I'm not taking off too much product, and I'm also not hurting my natural nail or skin. I also don't apply a whole lot of pressure when I'm filing around this area. I'm basically letting the nail file do the work, and you can see exactly where those file marks are. That's where I'm only wanting to file. This is just about removing bulk up around my cuticle area and sidewall. Once I'm happy with that, I run the nail file with the 180 grit side still across the entire top surface of the nail. This is just to make sure it is an even surface, and then I'll use my buffing block to smooth it out. Now with my buffing block, I just run that across the entire top surface of the nail, and I do like to go around my sidewall and cuticle area just to make sure I have a really crisp, clean look. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna go finish up the other nails off camera. All right, so they are whipped into shape. I'm gonna dust off all of the excess powder and then apply another layer of activator. So with my activator, I apply a very generous layer of this again to all of the nails and then let that dry for 2 minutes before top coat. Once they're dry, I like to use a dry napkin to rub it across the entire nail to make sure there is no leftover activator residue or anything that could possibly contaminate my top coat brush. So I grab my Sparkling Coat Glossy Coat 2.0 and I apply a few quick strokes on the nail first, doing that to all of the nails before going in for my second layer. I do get asked a lot about mixing and matching different brand dip powders and different brand liquids, and knock on wood, I have never had an issue with it. And as you can see here, I'm even mixing and matching different brand liquids on one manicure. So immediately after getting that first layer down, you can go in for your second layer. So now that I've done my whole hand, I'm just going back in on my thumb for that second final layer of my top coat. This is definitely one of my more go-to top coats that I use. It's got a really high shine. I haven't had any issues with chipping, cracking, yellowing, or anything like that. So I'm gonna let this dry and apply cuticle oil. So here is the finished look, and it is absolutely a full circle moment for me right now to see this design. And then with this nail shape, I never in a million years would have thought I would love round nails on me, but I am just so grateful for y'all. Some of y'all have been here with me since I uploaded that video almost 2 years ago. I am so appreciative of y'all's support. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you see that nail glow-ups are real. So be patient, practice, whatever it is that you have a goal of, don't give up. I hope my journey here on YouTube has shown you that. And cheers, you guys, to many more beautiful manicures.